What's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of Wasted Potential. This is a show where we literally will talk about anything. Each one of us has brought one subject of content to the table, and we're going to discuss each and every one of them for as long as we need to.
That was solid.
So first up...
Wait, we'll go around the table, though. We got Zach over here.
I was going to introduce people.
Okay, go ahead. I didn't know if you were going to say
I got
first
it.
topic. Okay, go for it. You know what's up.
So first up, we have Zach. Who's here? Hey, was he in any of the other videos?
Not yet.
Not yet,
The content's on a camera, unaccessible right now.
We don't have
Maybe one day
access
we'll get
to
it
that
back.
camera. Right.
Yeah.
Maybe one day that'll be a nice hidden video.
Yeah,
We have
hi,
me, Joe, who you've seen before, Ryan, who you've seen before, and Ryan, also known as Beckwith.
Seen
So we don't
before.
get them confused. Who you've seen before in our other new show, Ryan Square.
Still to be released, so it's
Still
recorded.
to be released show,
But
Ryan
other-
Square. But the other one was
Doom playthrough,
Doom Playthrough and
college shows.
College, yeah. What was
He's
that
been
college?
around.
What's the college one called?
I called it College Ruled.
College
Like
Rule.
the Notebook?
Like the notebook
Oh, yeah,
paper.
it's good.
College Rule
But
notebook paper. Hey, it's a working title,
Wait,
so...
we should do an episode with you, though, about dropping out of college, because we didn't have that kind of a
Oh, yeah,
subject
that's,
matter.
I have lots of things to say.
Yeah, we'll do that later, but okay.
But yeah, so that's who we are. Just four friends hanging out in a basement, talking about whatever we want to talk about. Hopefully you get a kick out of it. You laugh maybe once or twice. That would be really good. Let us know what you think in the comments below at the end, you know, whether you liked it, thought it was good or bad, whatever.
Or
just let
topic
us know.
ideas, too.
Or topic ideas, yeah, and we'll have our Twitters and stuff, you know, down below, too, so you can always check that out, too. So I think that's it as an
that's
intro.
good.
You ready to start?
I'll
All right.
go first.
Well, I was going to say that, or we were just go around the table.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, however you want to do it.
All right.
Let it rip.
First topic. Okay. So, recently all I do is listen to Fish. Obviously, they're touring every day. Download a show, listen to it. But then sometimes I get bored of it. And it's like, what else do I want to listen to? And there's really not much. But naturally, I go back to like older music, stuff that I listened to when I was in college, high school, younger, okay? And there's only one thing so far in that back catalog that stands the test of time, as now I'm an older person. And it's like, okay, this is actually still good. And this is especially a good question for you, because I want to know. So what music since you were younger that you've been listening to has stood the test of time? It's still good to you now, you want to listen to it, you'd still recommend it. And then like what percentage of the music is now your past history, you're not going to listen to again. It's back there, it's in your steamer trunk, gone. And here's what spurred it though. The only other band I was listening to that I was like, this is good, I want to listen to it again, is Heavens. Which goes back to the only good thing
it's
left of the
very-
Matt Skiba and all that is only
No,
Heaven.
that's very good. Well, I can start from the beginning.
Start from the beginning.
Well, the beginning would...
You can unpack this.
We'll go down this rabbit hole.
The beginning would be like in like 5th grade, where I didn't really listen to music before that. But if I did, it was like what my dad listened to,
Yeah.
or my mother. And it was just like classic rock, or just, you know, just pretty much middle...
AC/DC?
Yeah, like middle of the road shit that everybody knows. Which is like...
But it's still good to this day, but it's not like your thing
It's
you're
still
going to throw in
relevant.
that CD.
It's still like
Right.
relevant. Like...
It's like background music to this day still.
Right.
Is a good way to
but
put
it's
it.
not like yours, you know?
Yeah, so, and then in, like, 6th grade, a kid on the bus gave me an AC/DC CD. Because he said he liked listening to rap, and he didn't want it. So I was like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll take it. Because I like free things.
Yeah.
Took it home, and I really liked it. And then I played the guitar and stuff because of that. And some of my friends liked AC/DC. Now, do I listen to AC/DC? No. Never. But do I still like them? Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I guess the bigger question is now what bands have stood the test of time that you're like, I'm going to throw this and still listen to it? Not stuff that you picked up in the past few years, but like,
I mean,
you know.
like, I'll, like, listen to AC/DC, I guess, if it's on.
Yeah, but is there anything that is still in rotation that was before? Like constant rotation. Like AC/DC, like I said, classic rock is all background music.
Let me, like, run through this. So you go, then after that, you go into maybe more, like, I listen to more, like, classic rock stuff, but more, like, off the wall. So you, like, add in, like, a little bit farther on. Like, you'd go, like, your core, like, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, Black Sabbath. And then you go farther, and then I got into, like, punk stuff. So I'd listen to, like, the Ramones and the Clash. And then after that, you learn more about more, like, punk bands that are very popular, but they're not as, like, popular as, like, the Ramones or the Clash, which are like, that's like household. Like people like
Right.
your mom probably
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And then I listen to a lot more like newer punk stuff. So that's like the Alkaline Trio and like not newer, but like newer.
Modern, yeah.
Yeah, within the last like 20
Like
years.
more contemporary.
Yeah, and like I feel like that's like I was just talking to somebody today, like, or not today, being like the last few days. Like I don't listen to anything that's like fast or heavy anymore. Like I just don't like it.
So your tastes have changed though.
Yeah, my tastes have changed, but like I'll always listen to classic rock, and I'll always listen to like like the whole like Midwest Chicago scene that I used to love all through like 8th grade, 9th grade, to like all through high school.
Yeah.
And then like those bands are still around, and like their newer music kind of sucks. But
You'll still put in their old CDs and it's still in rotation. So you never really grew out of any of it?
Yeah, I grew out. I didn't grow out of it, but it kind of like just got like, I don't know if I got bored of it.
Is it kind of like Woody though?
Kind of.
Kind of?
Woody from Toy Story.
Yeah.
So your Toy Story 2, you're kind of in Toy Story 2 right now though. You're gonna find Woody again maybe in a few years.
The throwback game.
No, I mean I'll still like it. Like I'll still put on like an old Alkaline Trio song, or maybe like Lawrence Arms or like Smoking Popes, like that whole thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's good, but I guess it's not. When you first learn about something, it's like so cool, and then
Well,
after
yeah, because there's so much you could like, the potential of what you could learn
and
about.
then
it, you
after a
don't
while,
know.
it's like, yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets ruined, which it goes into my topic when we get to it.
I hope it's what you think, because that was like a follow up to this but we won't do today. But hopefully it's what you were gonna say.
But like now, then I listen to like a lot of power pop stuff. That's like mainly what I like.
Yeah. So would you say all that Asian Man family stuff is part of your past, or is it still
I would say it's part of my past now.
past lives?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it's part of my past. But it's I don't know. It's part of my past.
You grew up with it, and then you kind of grew out of it, but it's still there.
Yeah, definitely.
I like it.
Yeah.
Wait, what about Beckwith? What about you?
This is gonna be a curveball from what Zach was talking about. I was thinking about it. I'm like, what was this thing that I listened to that I still could listen to now, but I don't choose to on the daily?
Yeah.
And it was around the time of being like 14 and discovering music outside of what was on the radio, because I didn't really have the best influences for music in my life. You know,
Yeah.
You just kind of had to figure it out and grasp your way around. And it was around the time like Franz Ferdinand was on the scene, and then the Killers were on the scene, and that Hot Fuss album, I can guarantee you I know every song, every lyric to every song on that album, front to back.
Wait, is that the one When You Were Young?
No,
that
was
was
the
Sam's
second
Town.
one.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Literally,
I just want to say
that's
real
a good
quick,
album.
that was my answer, was the Killers.
Ooh.
That song, like
little
that
miffed.
whole
A
album,
little
and like
miffed.
like the second album's good, but that first one, like anytime it's on, I will sing the entire song. I
Yep.
know all the lyrics to it.
Yep.
It's kind of freaky, like when you put that on.
Oh yeah,
it's
and
like,
it just all comes back to you just out of nowhere,
Yeah,
especially with
like
that
it's-
album.
I'm-
That album's so good.
still, building my record collection, eventually on the hunt for that down the road, which is going to be impossible to
On
find.
vinyl?
It's tough, but
it'll somehow. I'm hopeful, but that is my answer. 14-year-old grasping your way around the music world, you're just like, this is different enough.
So I don't think anything's really in your past, so you carry your past with you.
To an extent, yeah. There's some stuff I don't quite listen to as much, but like the Killers have they're not, like I said, I don't pick that album up every day.
Yeah.
But I
You got
if it's on the
Got
radio,
robbed.
if it's on the radio, I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
Or I'll pull
No,
it
I
up
see
on
what you mean.
Spotify and listen to it rarely.
mm-hmm.
What about you, Mr. Cole?
Yeah, okay, so he just took verbatim what I was gonna say. Like he read my mind or something, because I was so gonna say the Killers. Because no joke, like when we came on Tuesday or something, I was driving up here. Not Tuesday, like a week ago or something. I started Hot Fuzz, so I'm on this weird kick now with music.
Hot Fudge?
Where I'm listening. Yeah, that's the concept album. Where I pick a band. All right, one that doesn't have a huge library, a vast catalog.
Yeah.
But where I can start from the beginning and I just listen to the whole album.
Yeah.
And then once that album ends, I go to their next album and I go through
Here's my question though: do you do that on CD or your iPod?
on Spotify on my phone.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's-
My car doesn't have a CD player.
No,
but my
that's
car has a
okay. But the
cassette
problem
player.
with that is the access to the next button and then switch to something else. Because back in the day when you didn't have that and you just, this is the only CD in my car. It's in the slot. It's either this or the radio. You're forced to do it.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, you can still have the willpower.
But I have
to do it,
I have pretty good
That's what
willpower,
I
especially. So I just play it.
Yeah.
And so Killers was where I started, because the Killers, you can ask my sister, is my all-time favorite band my entire life. Has always been the Killers. Like my dream to go see them live.
Yeah.
Always been my favorite. And so yeah, I listened to that whole all 5 of theirs, even their greatest hits, which was just remake or redone and stuff. But then they had like that weird album like Sawdust, which was like a really weird, strange album. It had like Lou Reed on it and someone else. It was really weird kind of songs, but it was, they were still good. And but so I can't say Killers, but I wanted to throw that out there. Yeah. So what I am gonna say from my past that I think has really stuck with me is like the softer kind of classic rock stuff.
Soft rock?
Like Skinner?
No. I like them, but no. But I would say like
38 Special?
Like Jim Croce.
Oh,
right, you know who Jim Croce is? He's kind of like
a thick ass mustache.
That's incredibly true. But he's like, he's like quite. He's not like Ozzy level rock, but it was still
Ozzy's
like,
just trash.
it was still like 70s kind of like. Like that softer kind of stuff. And then like James Taylor, like
Sweet Baby James, yeah.
All of that stuff, like that whole like genre, I don't know, whatever you'd call it.
Singer-songwriter.
Yeah, is so good.
Like
and like
John
that's what my
Denver.
dad.
I was just gonna say right there, John Denver and the Muppets.
Yeah, like that's what my dad.
Hell yeah.
That's what my dad played all the time. And like all of those songs, I know like every word to like every Jim Croce song, like that. And then there's like Blood, Sweat, and Tears is a great band, like.
Butt, Sweat, and Tears.
That's right. That's one of my favorites.
Deep cut
And
right
so, and I
there.
have that on vinyl. I have their greatest hits, and it's all like that kind of older
that's an actual
stuff.
CD though of stuff we used to listen to.
What's that?
Butt, Sweat, and Tears.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
That's good.
Wait, and remember when I said My Shame Is True and you like laughed last time? That's Alkaline Trio's play on the Elvis Costello. That was good.
And so it's stuff like that. Like that is what I guess I'd say is what I'd listened to in my past. And I haven't listened to Jim Croce in probably a month and a half.
Yeah.
But if it's on the radio, then yeah, I turn it to that and I crank it up. Or I'll randomly be like, oh man, I'm feeling that kind of music right now. I'm feeling that kind of mood, and I'll search for it on Spotify and play it.
Yeah.
So it's stuff that I'll always listen to it, no matter what. And it's because that kind of music is what reminds me of
the good
like
times.
back, yeah, like when I wasn't able to search for my own music, so I just had to listen to like what my parents were listening to, and that kind of like was raised on that kind of music. And it's funny because my dad has this Cadillac, right? This Cadillac DeVille that. For
Lowrider?
11 months out of the year, it's got its cover on and it's sitting on our garage and never drives it.
Yeah.
But we that one month we have he'll take it out and he'll drive it. Like, and it's it's always in the summer when it's nice weather. He treats his car like his child, better than his children. And he has like these like 7 CDs. There's like a 7 CD changer in it. And it was
7.
all like something weird.
7. That's
I don't
fucked
know.
up.
And so he had like those CDs in it, and it was like Elton John, like James Taylor, Jim Croce, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so we just took to calling it, my sister and I, calling it Cadillac music. Because that's what we would listen to when we would go for a ride in the Cadillac. It would be when we would go into church, or we were going out to like a nice dinner or something, or like we were wearing like good clothes in this car. Like I wouldn't be like bumming in this car.
Yeah.
And so we just took to calling it Cadillac music. So I would say that's always something because I'll have that memory whenever I hear that music. Music ties so well to your emotions of what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can have. If you're like going through a really bad breakup and you listen to this same CD over and over again, even when you're totally over it and you're fine, but that one song comes on the radio, you got to change it, because it brings back, you know what I mean? Like it brings back those memories and all that stuff. Or like if something really good's happening and you're listening to the same album, as like life's going really good, it'll remind you of that too, So it's like music is like one of those super like crazy powerful things where it just like expands over everything. You know what I mean?
No, I agree
like it
that
just
there's
transcends like life.
No, there's a strong tie with music and emotion, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Even,
that's perfect.
When this addiction came out, I remember like walking to class the first time listening to it, exactly like where I was, like what I was thinking, what I was doing, like for all those kind of things. Even the first time, like me and Milton are sitting there talking about it, and he's like, "This is trash," and I'm like, "This is so good."
It was okay.
No, it wasn't bad at all, but like people just make fun of it because they want to and all that kind of stuff. But I guess the bottom line of the question is, so there are certain kinds of music that will follow you to the grave, I guess.
Yeah.
I think most of it just relies on where you were in your life and what it reminds you of.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really cool to think about it.
Yeah.
Sound.
Fuck
It'll
yeah,
follow you to the grave.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Oh man,
That was good.
deep.
Yeah,
that was good. That was good.
That was good. All right, yeah. Go. You want to go next?
Okay, sure. So mine is. So I was writing stuff down. I was trying to think of a topic.
Also, can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did we mention that none of us know?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that too, and I totally
None
forgot.
of us
None of us
know-
know what the topic is gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
We kept it. All 4 of us kept our own topic.
So what happens if we
secrets?
what if we pick a topic that?
The other person has picked.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that that's gonna happen.
Did it happen?
But if it does happen, then someone's got to think of one on the fly,
Okay, that's fine.
or we'll have backup topics.
Just need to
Backup.
we'll
Yeah.
just put it in a hat. That's why we need the comments to people.
Well, that's
to
what we're
ask
gonna
us.
do.
Yeah,
The
that's
fifth
what you're
topic, the comments of the audience.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of like, crap, what am I gonna do? You know, like what am I gonna say? And I was thinking about it, of course, just this morning, and was writing stuff down, and I was like, oh, this is perfect, and this is what I wrote down: spring cleaning of life.
Okay.
And has nothing to do with what you might think of, because when I thought
No, I already
spring
know exactly
cleaning
what
of
you're talking
life,
about.
I meant like, what are you into like in life? And I took it purely as like a media thing. Are you into that you feel like you can kind of cleanse out a little bit?
Throw away.
I'll give you an example. I'm super into collecting physical things, right? Like, I hate the digital revolution and all that. I like collecting vinyl. I like collecting comic books, video games, Blu-rays, DVDs, figures.
You better get more jobs.
Pictures. Exactly. Anything you can think to collect, I like collecting it. So, and I know I've said this to you guys before, but it's like, I just hate that, like, one week I'm really into video games and I want to like go out and buy a Super Nintendo again and an N64
And then it's
everything
Pokemon
else.
cards.
And then next it's Pokemon cards and I'm like, oh man, I really want to get like
And then
all
it's
these Pokemon
Amiibo.
cards. Then it's Amiibo. And
Lego
then it's
Dimensions.
this. And then it's that. And then it's this. And then I'm all over the place. And then it's comic
I
books and
know.
all this stuff. And I'm like, whoa, like where is it gonna stop? And then I just look at my room and I'm like, where did all this stuff come from? Like I'm like swimming in it to
Yeah.
get out of bed in the morning, you know? And
Get your
so
Speedo on.
yeah. So just this past week or so, I took my PlayStation over to Maggie's house. Because you know she wanted to play Until Dawn. She really likes, you know, she's into horror, whatever.
Yeah.
And I left it there. I was going home late at night, and I'm like, you know, I'm too tired to take it apart. Like, we'll just leave it here. You know, play it if you want.
But yeah, there's like 3 chords. It's too
Yeah,
much.
I know, but still. So I left it over there, and she's been playing it, whatever. And I've not had it at my house, and like the PS4 is like all I would play.
Yeah.
But without this PS4 in my house, without this distraction there, I've read like 32 or something comic books. I finally beat some DS games that I've been wanting to play.
Uh-huh.
You know, like I've been going through doing all this other stuff. I'm like, this is crazy. So, all of that prefaced into my spring cleaning of I got more into comics lately,
Yeah.
you know? So DC, I'm really into DC, huge DC fanboy. They just had a relaunch of comic books called DC Rebirth. And they, like, went back. It's really confusing. They went, like, back to before they did the New 52 thing, which was a total redo of the entire series, right? So New 52 redid every character. Now this Rebirth thing is going to the before the New 52, as almost as if they had never done New 52 because everybody hated it.
Okay.
All right, so that's
I
where
thought you liked New 52?
I liked it, but I'm weird and I like stuff people hate, like Batman v Superman. And so anyway, we're in this Rebirth thing, and so I went out yesterday. Yesterday was New Comic Book Day. Wednesdays are New Comic Book Day, and bought shit ton of comic books, like so many comic books, right?
How many?
And just 23.
It's like $100 a comics, isn't it?
No, because
Well, no,
they're
they're not $5
each
a piece.
$2.99 now.
That's
so,
cheap.
like,
It used to be
75.
$3.49.
Yeah, something. It was something like that, and then tax.
72.
Lot.
Plus 10.
Long story short, a lot of money in comic
80
books,
bucks.
you know. And so I took them, and you put them in bags and boards, you know, to keep them nice and stuff. And I was looking at my long boxes, and I'm like, and I'm pulling stuff out, and I'm like, oh my god, like what is this? What is this? Why is this in here? I'm never gonna read this. And I have this whole pile of stuff that I'm like, this is all junk that I don't want to read.
Yeah.
I just want to read my core DC stuff, my Batmans, my Supermans, my, you know, Green Arrows, Green Lanterns, all that stuff, all this Rebirth stuff I want to read. But then I've got like a random like Dr. Fate here, or a Midnighter here, or a random everything all over the place. And I'm like, I don't care about these. I need to clean these out.
Okay.
I need to take these somewhere and sell them, or sell them online, or get rid of them.
Okay.
So my question now, here's the meat of the question
Oh, yeah.
after
Let's
that
get to the meat and
long
potatoes.
ass story. What form of media or form of collection or something in your life do you feel that you can just go through and be like, I just should clear all of this out so I can get to the core of what I really enjoy and I won't be distracted by all this other clutter?
Here's my question.
Yeah.
If you didn't leave the PS4 at Maggie's, would this topic be here still?
Not even remotely.
That's all that I care about.
Because I wouldn't have read all those comic books
Exactly.
had the PS4
Which goes
not
back
been
to
there.
the Donnie Darko topic, where every action, you know, has a reaction on it, which is great. But
And then we wouldn't be here had I not been too lazy to take my
But so
PS4
your
home.
question is,
What do you feel? So, like, say, like, you have a bunch of, like, games or something, and you're like, man, I barely ever play my Sega Dreamcast, and I feel like I should just, like, clean that out. And you're like, that would be my spring cleaning. It's just get rid of all of this stuff would be my spring cleaning.
yeah.
You know, so, like, that would be, like, an example of it.
Yeah.
Whereas mine was,
Wait,
like,
is
the
it still recording and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas, like, mine was,
Because
like,
if it
the
gets a
comic
call,
books.
it'll stop.
Where, like, mine was the comic books, like, wanting to clean out all the comic books.
Yeah.
Yours would be...
It would be the
You wanna
Xbox One
clean
collection.
You would clean
Get it
out
out of here.
Would you really? No, you wouldn't.
I would do it to buy the equivalent of PlayStation 4, though.
Oh, man.
Not everything.
So,
I wouldn't get everything. I would just get the really good PlayStation 4 ones, like re-get Metal Gear.
yeah.
And even like Mad Max.
Would you do that, though? You would clear out, like,
Why would you
all
waste time on Mad Max?
No, it is good, though.
all the games you have in cellophane for 3 years that you've never played,
Gone.
just
I
get
don't
rid
even
of
care
them.
anymore.
You would just clean
But
them out and just be like, hey.
In about 2 years, I want to get them all back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm not
And
even
that's
gonna do
the
it.
danger.
I know that's going to happen.
That's what I've had, you know? So, yeah.
That's a good question.
What
though.
else? Like, what? And I guess it doesn't have to be, like, media, but, like, what do you feel like you need to, like, reevaluate?
Clothes.
I was
and
going to
clean
say
out?
the closet
Clothes
is the number
good.
one.
Yep.
Yeah. I had lots of hats,
Mm-hmm.
lots of shirts, t-shirts, dress shirts, long sleeve, short sleeve, pants, shorts, socks and underwear. I got rid of a lot of underwear because, like, you know,
Holes.
after a while they just start to wear
Mm-hmm.
where you're.
Yep. Oh,
They don't
yeah.
have the
I
same
got it.
support, do
Yeah.
they?
Right.
No,
I get what you're
you
saying.
I got rid of a lot of clothes. I've been getting rid of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I would say clothes for sure. Number one.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Only
good.
because you want to go. You want to like consolidate.
Because
You
wear
save so much because
you wear the same shit every week. And
yes.
Everybody does.
No, every day. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
But you're always like, oh, I might wear this later on. You're never gonna wear it. Like the jean vest that I tried to give you, and now it's still sitting in my closet. Like, oh, maybe one day we'll pull it
No,
out.
you
Nobody's
won't.
gonna pull it out ever.
You're never gonna
There's
wear
so
that.
much garbage in the closet. No, it
Wear
just
that
needs to
shit
go.
anywhere.
Right.
But yeah, then I would say video games too. I would just because there's a
I've already
syndrome
done
right
all
now
this.
where I
Yeah.
have too much that it's paralysis by analysis. Where there's like I have so much to play. What am I gonna play? I'm gonna spend more time thinking about what I'm gonna play
Right.
than I actually do sitting down, beating something, going on to the next
Yeah,
one.
that's why.
So more of a smaller collection of good stuff rather than a large collection of just
That's
everything.
why I want to get rid of Netflix and Apple Music.
Yeah, because it gives you too many options.
Too many options.
Oh.
Too
That goes
many
back to the
options.
CD.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me this. Yep.
You should just go cassette though. Don't even mess with CD.
I'm getting a cassette player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
There you
good.
go. Yeah. I need to add it to my stereo.
What do you think though?
Mine is because it just happened to me today. I keep buying records. I can't stop.
Yeah,
It's a problem.
is
Yeah.
it?
Because I love building a collection. But
Yes.
the problem is when you build a collection, a lot of the time I'm buying things under the circumstances of like, oh, this person's coming over. I like this band
Yes.
enough. Like, how cool would it be to have this on vinyl so when they're over and hanging out, I can pop it on, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, every time I play it, I'll be happy because I'll think of, like, spending time with my friends. But sometimes the music I'm buying is more so based off memories than, like, what I like.
That's good.
So if I were to look at the music that I've accumulated that I liked in my record portion, it'd be like that.
Yeah.
Or like that, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
And I have a lot of ones like this, you know, I have like that many because I've accumulated them from my parents. You can't get rid of those because it's like, what if I want this 10 years down the road?
Yeah.
Right? What if mom and dad are over for dinner and you want to pop on the old something, you know? So then you
That's
just start
good.
accumulating and accumulating, and then you're just like, I'm never going to play half of this, you know? I love
Yeah.
my collection and I want to keep building it, but I want it to be stuff that I want.
That's the
Not
same
stuff
exact
that
thing with me with games though. Yeah.
You gotta be
just-
selective of what you buy. Like, stick to one thing. So you just stick to records and you don't buy anything else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what it,
And that's
Mr. starts
so,
off
That's so
Pokemon
hard,
cards, Amiibo.
That's it,
Lego
and that's what I'm
Dimensions.
saying,
I feel like I'm
Pokemon
worse
cards-
I'm worse than you.
I don't know, man. I'll send you a picture of my bedroom, but damn.
I have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, no.
Even though I've cleaned out.
You know
I
what's the
still-
best part of your collection though?
What?
The Mario doll that you made out of
I
paper
heard
and
about
Oh, he
cardboard.
was just telling us about it the
Yeah,
other day.
it's got cotton inside of it to make them poofy.
Yeah. Because why? Because your mom wouldn't take you out to buy a regular Mario
No.
one? So you had to make your own?
I mean, you really couldn't find them. They were kind of hard to
You were
find.
sitting in your little
Yeah.
sweatshop of a basement
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to make a Mario plushie?
That was good.
So you
Homemade
went upstairs
Mario
to her
plush.
bathroom and
Yeah.
you stole the cotton balls?
Wait.
Didn't you stuff cotton balls inside of it?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You had to go up to the bathroom, steal all the cotton
Yeah.
balls, stick it in there. Mom was yelling down the stairs, Zach.
She's like, what the?
Where's
What the
Snookums
hell?
at?
No, I've gotten. I don't know. I feel like I want to have a room. Do you have your bedroom?
Anything
Yeah.
on the walls?
And when you're laying in bed and you see all this stuff, do you feel like overwhelmed?
Oh, all the time.
You need
All the time.
You need to have a separate room
For your
What-
hobbies and collections.
where all your stuff's in.
Yeah.
Yep.
So almost kind of like the library with the ladder on the wheels.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So you get a shelf for each thing.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna have.
You want to buy me that?
Buy you what?
A house that has that?
No.
with a room
I mean,
like
I need
that?
one too.
But wait, here's a real question: is digital just as bad as physical?
Damn it, that was my topic.
Seriously?
You little.
No.
Oh,
Okay,
we'll save it, we'll save it then,
We
we'll
don't have
save
to
it.
go
Yeah,
there
yeah,
yet.
yeah. we'll save it.
that was my backup topic.
Oh.
Dang.
No, here. So we'll transition into Beckwith's topic. So just
Okay.
go into it and then.
So this
we'll-
is
It's
yeah. So
because
just go
I got
ahead.
so much shit for this, or whatever you want to edit out
Yeah.
of that. But when I got my DS, because I was late on the train, just background on my gaming caliber here, we did not update past a PS2 at my house. So
Classics.
I
Zach would
was-
say that's probably the
I
best thing
was-
that could have happened to you.
I was
Yeah,
very
honestly.
hindered, you know, everyone was building, and I was just like, I love my games, like, these games are perfect, you know, I had James Bond Nightfire, I didn't need anything else, because I just kept playing it,
Madden
and playing
01.
it, and playing it. Yeah, so then I got a Nintendo DS, this is when it started. And it was just like, I bought digital copies of things, because I'm impatient, so if I want to play Fire Emblem, I'm going to overthink my purchase 20 times at the store.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have a really hard time validating spending this much money on a game. So what I have to do is sit at home, put that purchase in, get it right to my game
Done.
instantly. Because I cannot change that once it's started.
Yeah.
That's my rationale for the digital content. Now, I would say the only con to that is not being able to share that game with other people that say, hey, I want to play your Fire Emblem game, and it's like, well, you have to take my Game Boy for that. Or you have to take my SD card.
Yeah, that is like a
You
minor
know,
drawback.
so that's the problem. But my question is, and I feel like I'll be outnumbered, is the digital, which is more convenient now, just as good, or are people still in favor of the cartridge system?
Yeah, like the physical.
Yeah, or the physical
Entity.
copy, you know, having it. Because for me, I don't like to accumulate a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I try to keep my collection low.
Do we have an unlimited amount of digital space?
I guess. I mean,
That's a
I do
good
the
question,
same
though.
with music, though, unless it's vinyl collection. I mean, I just like to have the
Yeah.
what I really want.
No, that's really good though. What do you think though?
I do digital and physical. I just give it all to me.
Did digital ruin physical at all though?
No.
Hell yeah.
What?
I would kind of say
Oh,
yes.
Ruin
absolutely.
it? What do you mean by ruin? Like, is digital putting physical out of business? Is that your question?
Yeah.
If that's your question, then the answer is yes. But does having a digital copy make having the physical copy less valuable? Oh, no way. I would always rather have the physical. The physical means more to me than a digital does. Even though it's the exact same game, the physical will always be more important and more sentimentally
I
valuable
think
to
about
me
it with
than
music
digital.
than games. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't buy any digital games ever. I just don't.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, when I buy music, if I like something enough to buy it as music, I buy the vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Yeah, why?
One
I
of
like
the
it.
perks is they usually give you the free
It looks
download
cooler.
with it too. So
Yeah.
what you're doing is you're purchasing like it twice, but at a cheaper cost.
Yeah.
Usually for buying it.
Because
twice.
you'll get the
So say
digital
you're-
for that.
Yeah, your vinyl's like $22. You're getting the full MP3 with your vinyl,
Mm.
which is really cool. That's the part I like about it anyway.
Didn't Asian Man send you one that the download code didn't work?
Yeah.
That happens
Yeah.
a lot with some of the
That
stuff
was
that
good.
they plug in. So
Yeah, this kind of sucks, but it's not a big deal.
No, I don't know. But it's all digital is also the problem where like on the PlayStation 3, I barely plug it in. But this past weekend, flash sale, like all the Ratchet and Clank games, $1 a piece,
yeah.
and it's like I never played any of them. And I'm like, how could you go wrong for like $1 get 10 games? Or you know, well they weren't like $1 a piece, but you know I spend like $18, I get 10, the entire collection on PlayStation 3. It's like how could you go wrong with that? You go to the store, GameStop, to get one of them for that price. So, just because digital is kind of now cheaper, I don't know if that's bad too, because now your digital collection is growing so big, but you'll
Well,
never
I got-
notice the physical space it takes out.
I got something to say. What if, let's go 5 years down the road, what if digital is huge right now? Netflix, Hulu, Apple Music, Spotify,
Yeah. Amazon
there's
Prime.
yeah, pretty much any streaming service of anything.
Yeah.
It's really popular. What if, like, let's say 5 years down the road, like, maybe artists or companies go, we're, like, losing money by doing this. We don't want to do it anymore. And then they're gone. And then you don't have anything to watch or anything to buy.
You mean like digitally?
Well, I don't understand what you mean. Why would they say that they're gone?
Because, like, they just stopped doing it because, like, bands are like, I don't want to do this anymore because I don't get paid enough for it or something. So,
Okay.
like, let's just go Spotify. Spotify leaves. Then what are you going to listen to? You got to buy CDs. Nobody sells CDs anymore because everybody went to digital.
No, I think that's Spotify's like a benefit though because it's cutting out the middleman now.
But what if it goes away though? Is it possible that it could go away?
No.
If it was financially successful, probably not.
I think because they do pay the artist something.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's like really, really small though. I think people like hate.
Spotify, they get paid very, very little. That's why
Yeah, like they don't get paid anything.
Wait,
for
who
Spotify.
is Taylor Swift not on Spotify?
She's not.
She
Yeah. She's too
no,
good
is
for
she
that?
now though? I thought she was
It's
now.
only for premium subscribers, I believe.
Okay.
So you have to.
So you have to pay. So you have to be a paying member to listen to Taylor Swift on there.
Sorry.
So, but that's what's crazy is they get nothing on there, which like that's what I was just gonna say is that's why she was never on there because she's like, no, this is dumb, and they get because you imagine you're
No,
paying
she had a real reason
$9.99.
though. I remember I was reading about it, but I don't remember what it
Yeah,
was.
and so they're just like, so yeah, they get paid next to nothing for being on Spotify. Like they can't make a career off of being on Spotify.
But let's say you were still the bare bones and you guys were making CDs. You want to be on Spotify. That's the difference.
And that's
Once
the
you're
thing.
too big and now you're like, no, now the ball's in my court. You need to get. I'm more beneficial to you than you are to me.
Yeah,
is a different
that's true.
story than now I want to be.
I
you
was
know?
saying hypothetically, what if just like something happens and then like just Spotify
yeah, it just
stops?
disappears.
It's just
Gone.
like,
Right.
it's
Some
gone.
unforeseeable event.
I think
right.
that'd be good though.
Then what do you do? You'd have to go buy CDs.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
you can't buy
that would be
CDs
so good.
Because they don't make
because everybody went to digital,
And then you know what I hope
and
happens
you have no
next?
backup copies.
Bam, cell phone, black screen, all done.
Yeah, fuck
and it's
yeah!
like, call you up
Yeah!
on the phone and I'm like, dude, let's go somewhere today. Let's get some CDs. And then you just sit, listen to them, and that's what the night is.
Yeah.
That would be so good.
But see, that's the thing. What are you gonna do then when your hard drive crashes?
It happened before.
And your hard drive gets corrupted. Your SOL. What are you gonna do?
I've
when
had like hundreds of gigabytes of fish that I had to save when it was just like stuck in limbo and I got it all back.
See, and it's like, what are you gonna do
It
when
was
your
bad.
500 gigabyte PS4, right? It comes out at 500 gigabytes. When that fills up with only 10 games,
No, 3 games,
You're
yeah.
full, right? You're
2.
full, and then what do you do? Like, because it gives you the same amount downloaded via when you put the disc in. Then what do you do when your hard drive's full?
You
Oh,
download
well,
it.
I guess now I'm going to have to take apart my PS4, switch out the hard drives, put the new hard drive in so I can download some more games, because they don't make physical games anymore because they suck, instead of being able to just to delete it, stick the disc in, and then play it whenever you want to play it.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's easy to forget how much stuff you have when it is digital. That's
Yeah.
one thing that is
Yeah.
true. Like
Yeah.
like you said, if it's something you're looking at every day in your collection,
Mhm.
it's so much easier to say I'm getting rid of this.
Yeah,
But if
I'm
it's
sorry.
especially if it's something like Spotify, I know my playlist. I'm just like, oh, this is just some app. Like it's not even really my music.
Seriously.
Right.
I can have infinite amount of music, whatever, no big deal. But then you start to lose track of how much you have on there,
Yeah.
and you're only listening to about this much of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's crazy. I
No,
think
really.
if that hypothetical situation that Zach said happened, I think most of us that do have a lot of the music that we love on hand would be like, okay, we
Right.
can deal with this.
Yeah.
It'll be an
I'd be fine
adjustment,
with
but
it.
it'd
Yeah.
be fine. But all the people that are like totally against like any physical copy of anything would be so SOL. They'd be
Right.
screwed.
Yeah.
You know?
That would be so good though.
So do you think then do you think now though, having no hypotheticals or anything, is the digital overtaking physical right now?
Yeah.
Is
That's
digital
the way that the
taking
world's
over?
just going.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
With
Oh, yeah.
games in the younger generation, especially with the
You think?
DS, most kids can just sit at home and say, "Hey, mom, I want this game," and the mom's like, "I don't want to take you to Target, but I'll get your card
Yeah.
loaded up."
Yeah.
But how do you feel about that?
But wait, how do you feel that your kids might not know what a physical game is?
They're
they're gonna know. They're gonna know.
No,
I'm
they
gonna
will,
make
but you know
sure
what I
they
mean?
know that the generation as a whole won't
What's
know.
a CD?
God, that's like
Papa
when
Zach, what's a CD?
when they say I had kids would come into the record store and be like, "What's a VHS?" Because we would sell VHS
That's what
for
I
$1 in
mean.
the book. What's a VHS thing? Or the laser discs? Oh man, look, they got all the soundtracks up front. No, those are laser discs.
The CD.
What's a laser disc? You know, like, oh my god, like it's gonna blow up. Half the people watching this probably don't know what a laser
Well, if it
disc
wasn't
is.
for
I've only
remember.
seen a Laserdisc like 3 times in my life.
You
in
know what I
science
mean?
class.
Like,
I never
Yeah.
watched one, but I've seen.
Wait,
but you know what they
Yeah,
are.
oh,
You
yeah.
understand like what physical
Or, like,
media is.
or-
Like you know the progression of media.
There's the floppy drive one too, the data disc,
Mhm.
and then there's the beta. And then
Beta tapes. Like
Flash drive, the hard drive.
Matrix.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're gonna have all this crazy stuff, and nobody's gonna know about it. Nobody's gonna know. Who's keeping this stuff in a museum? Where are we gonna have the museum of physical history?
My basement.
Right next to the red box machine.
Go to the Goodwill. That's where all that physical stuff is.
Yeah.
It's up at places like that.
You know what I
honestly.
mean though? Like
Found so much
that's
good
what's so
stuff there.
crazy. But then you wouldn't have like your whole shelf of Xbox One games, without the
I
physical.
think I'm okay with that though.
I couldn't do it. And it's just being I couldn't do it. Like collector's editions, I need them all.
Oh, I don't see. Yeah.
See, I need the collector's because I gotta have the cool little. It comes with a little tiny figure. I need that figure. You know why? Because that figure is gonna be worth $800 one day.
You're gonna sell it?
No.
No, he's not
Never.
going to.
But
he just
my
nice-
wealth,
it's
but
nice
then
to
my
know.
worth as a human
His net
being
worth
has
is-
gone up, and I feel better about myself. But I don't know. It's just there's something about me wants to collect all the things, and I just want to have a gratuitous amount of stuff
you
in my house. I want to be a hoarder, but but the thing is, I'm going to be a hoarder of really cool things.
Yeah, because you need that.
I mean,
you need that room with the.
I need a room that's gonna be. I'm gonna have a
with the light.
Nintendo room. So this is how my house is gonna be. I'm gonna have a Nintendo room here, and I'm gonna have the other video games in this room, and then I'm gonna have a theater. And lining the entire walls of my theater is gonna be my like 800 Blu-rays that I have.
You have 800 Blu-rays.
No, I have like 600 something though.
Oh,
Digital's
Damn.
better.
But when this thing, no, I love going down to my basement and looking at my wall and being like, man, I have such an amazing movie collection that I've compiled over the past 3 years. This looks so good. And then I'm like, oh, here's a little hard drive, a little tiny piece of plastic that has it all on there. And
More
if I,
than-
and if
yeah,
I
yeah.
just go and I just go, oop, I dropped it, and then the little disc inside goes,
Yeah, you're
But maybe we'll have like
600 and some odd Blu-rays.
But maybe we'll have a 600 gigabyte download speed then.
We won't.
You never know.
Nope.
Google.
You know, and then it'll just be poof.
Wow.
What are you gonna do when ISIS starts hacking everything and they take all your stuff? And
I'll be
ISIS
good.
just digitally goes and takes all your stuff.
I have hundreds of records. I have hundreds of CDs, hundreds of video games. I'm good.
And you do because you got the physical.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why we need physical. Digital will never outdo physical. Physical will never ever go away. You will always have people buying.
Well, no, that's
physical.
just like vinyl.
Always.
Vinyl hasn't gone away.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
I'm a fan of
You
the,
will
the physical
always-
with the digital additional. That is the way to do it.
And that's what
Physical
it'll
with
be.
the
They'll
digital
be.
additional.
Because
They'll
you're on
be.
the go and you want.
They'll
to
be
have
in
something to do.
conjunction.
Yeah.
You know, they'll be together,
I would say that's. The
and it's gonna be
way.
just a massive convergence where they come together.
What about virtual food?
Do you ever have any?
No,
Virtual haircut though, that's good.
that's real. Virtual haircut's great.
That thing's creepy.
I love it.
That's so scary. The virtual where you put
good,
the
though.
headphones
Or the
in,
dentist one.
and then he comes. Oh, I haven't done the dentist
Oh
one.
yeah, the
Ooh,
drill.
ooh, I don't like it. Don't do it. Don't
No.
do it. No.
It's so good.
I don't like it.
It's so good.
All right,
So-
Zach,
Topic.
let's hear it.
What is it?
What I've noticed from all of our topics, they all kind of revolve around the same thing.
Which is
Like media.
Like, well, obviously that's because that's what we're into.
Yeah.
I feel violated. I've been feeling violated the last 3 weeks.
why?
I think Pokemon's being exploited by
Dude.
Pokemon Go.
Do tell.
I feel exploited
Why? I don't understand what you mean by exploited.
because every person.
Show us on the Arceus where they touched you.
Right there. No, I just like with Pokemon. It's a very important thing to me. I can when I can when you grow up, you don't. It's hard to remember things because it's such a long time ago.
Mhm.
But like I can remember things. Kind of like how we're talking about the music. Where like you remember your dad's car.
Yeah.
Because you use that music.
Mhm.
I remember like going to people's houses or doing things because of Pokemon. Like, oh, that's when I got that Pokemon card or that figure or that game, or I remember that Christmas because I got the Game Boy.
Mhm.
And like I feel like it's more than just like something game that's been created. And I feel like it's it's been popular. It's been prevalent since it came out in 1998, and I feel like it kind of started because the age group, because we're all pretty much around the same age.
Yeah.
And 1998 was when it came out. I feel like right around Ruby and Sapphire is when, because like we were the main group that like,
We were who it was directed at when it first came
Yeah.
out. Was us.
I
Yeah.
mean, there was like some older kids. Like I was 5 when it came out,
Yeah.
so you were probably like what 7?
Yeah, right.
You guys are the same age, right?
I was 5.
5.
Yeah, he's
okay.
probably closer to you.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
So I was
so
5 or 6.
so then you probably have some kids that are probably maybe like in the early teenagers that kind of liked it, but
Mhm.
it wasn't as like maybe not as special. And then when you go to like Ruby and Sapphire, that's when like PS2 was coming out. That's when I think a lot of people kind of pushed it away.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
I agree completely.
I feel like I even kind of did a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They just
Yeah.
wasn't the same. Then like I feel like everybody we had like a resurgence in either late middle school or early high school when they're like, let's play Pokemon again in class or play Yu-Gi-Oh again in class, and that goes back to like the word nostalgia. I hate that word because none of it's nostalgia because I've always liked it. It never
Yep.
became nostalgic to me,
Right.
and I feel like now people are like walking around talking about Pokemon and like buying Pokemon stuff and like talking about Pokemon Go, like they know everything about Pokemon. But the last 10 years, they're like, fuck Pokemon, that's for little kids. And I'm like,
Is that how it happened?
and it's like, and now you're like, oh, it's the greatest thing ever, dude. It's like, where have you been?
Okay, real quick, before you say anything, I have a line, real quick, that I've said, and I said this back when we were talking about Pokemon Go originally on one of our other shows that we did. I don't remember. And this was my line that I said, because I was talking about a friend that I have, that Maggie and mine's mutual friend, who got into Pokemon, who doesn't know jack shit about it. And I said, and she's like, it's so great that Pokemon's making a comeback. I'm so happy they're finally doing something with Pokemon again, that it's, coming back and people can get into it again. And I said, you know what? Pokemon never went away.
Yes.
You did.
Yeah.
You went away,
Yeah.
Pointed at
not
you 'cause you went
Pokemon.
away.
And I pointed at everybody. You all left Pokemon,
not-
all right? But the people like me and Zach and maybe these two, I don't know,
Probably
if you kept going, you never left. You've been there through it all. You were always into Pokemon.
You were there when Pikachu was still
You
fat.
had boots on the ground. You had Fat Pikachu. Dude, I love Fat Pikachu. Favorite.
Fat Pikachu.
Fat Pikachu's the best, all right? But you were there. You watched the movies. You know how Mewtwo struck back.
I know,
You remember Entei taking on the Unknowns. You know all of this. You were there for the cards, all this stuff. And it is insulting
Yes.
that there are people who are out now who are saying, I'm such a diehard Pokemon fan because I'm playing Pokemon Go.
It pisses
and
me
I'm
off.
playing it pisses me
I
off.
want to bash their fucking faces in.
I
It
do
pisses me
because
off.
I'm
I
gonna
hate
tell you.
them.
I'm gonna tell you a little story here. All right, so Maggie was telling me this. She went out with one of her friends to the bars a few nights ago or whatever. They were out drinking, whatever. And her and her girlfriend were out, and girlfriend's super into Pokemon Go, whatever. And these two guys come up to me. I wasn't with them, so two guys see two girls at the bar. They go up to him, start talking to him. One friend's really, into it, says, hey, we should go hang out. Let's go look for Pokemon, Maggie, though, she has an iPhone 4, so she can't play Pokemon, so it kind of sucks. But
she literally
she can't do Pokemon Go. It won't download to her phone. Her phone's too
Oh,
old. So she doesn't know, and she's like a diehard. She's just as diehard as anybody else. And so she's out. They go out, and they're, downtown Akron, and they start walking around. And these guys start talking, and her friend, they find a gym. All right, this friend played Pokemon maybe through Gold and Silver and then stopped. Hasn't played really since then. And she's taken on a gym, and this guy is trying to act really cool and smart and telling her, oh, use this Pokemon to take on whoever the gym leader is. All right, do this. And Maggie said it was something like that. It was a Vaporeon, and she was trying to use like a Beedrill or something because it was her strongest. It had more CP,
Yeah.
And so she was trying to use that to attack, Like, okay, we get that. And then she also had in her team. What did she have? She had I think she had a Victory Bell in her team, which is grass, right?
Yeah.
So Beedrill's bug, Victory Bell's grass,
Yeah.
and the thing is water. So grass would beat water, you'd think. But the guy said use Beedrill, and she lost. So the friend says, "Dang, I can't believe I keep losing. Why am I losing?" And Maggie goes, "Because you're using the wrong Pokemon. Use the Victory Bell. It'll beat the Vaporeon." And the guy goes, "No, what are you talking? You don't know. What are you talking about? That won't work."
I would have smacked his fucking mouth.
She uses the Victory Bell.
And wins.
Yeah,
of course.
Victory Bell, lower CP than the Vaporeon, still wins. Moves are super effective.
Yeah.
And Maggie goes, she won. You suck.
Yeah.
What do you know? And then, they kept walking, whatever. And there was something else that happened, and he said something, and she got super pissed, and she goes, you don't know. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Just because you play Pokemon Go does not mean you're a Pokemon expert. There are people who have had boots on the ground since 1998, played every single game.
Boots on the ground.
They were there. They were in the thick of it.
Is that
They were there when Black and White came out and nobody cared.
Yeah.
They were there when Diamond and Pearl came out and nobody cared.
I love Diamond and Pearl.
It was whatever. And
you're not a good fan.
that was a good one.
so they keep going. They were there for the bad games, for the good games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
If you don't play Mystery Dungeon, you're not a fan.
They were there for the Mystery Dungeons, which were all that great. They were there for Pokemon Ranger.
Yeah, Trozy. And
Pokemon Troze.
Who here has
all
Pokemon Rumble?
What about Mario Meowth Party?
Yeah, exactly. What?
Meowth Party.
I don't even know what that is, so I wasn't there
The
for
game
that
that
one.
never came out.
But anyway,
Nobody was there for it.
that's the whole thing with this Pokemon Go. You're right. Like, it is insulting because, and it has to be, it's a little bit of hipster in us. Because it's us saying we were there first and we've stuck with it, and now you newfangled people think you can just jump in and know what's going on. Like, no. If you can't name all 151 Pokemon, all original 151, you don't deserve to play. You should have to go through a quiz and name who's that Pokemon by their silhouette on everybody before you can.
Can't everybody be on the fun though?
I don't know.
No.
No.
See, that's a good argument. Like,
Okay, you're
Why
right,
not?
and they could be in on the fun if they were respectful about it.
they're
It's
just
about being
straight,
responsible.
They're being douchebags.
If they said, like my sister, oh, this was the this
Yeah.
was the phrase that I coined. All right, you know what they are? They are pokey posers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right, my sister has never played a Pokemon game in her life, and started playing Pokemon Go because it was free. It was on her iPhone, and everybody else was doing it. And she said, "Okay, I'm gonna try it." And she starts texting me. And she says, "Oh, what do you know about this? Oh, what do you know about a Pidgey? I just got a Pidgey. How cool is that?" And I was like, "Listen here, you don't know. You don't know about the Pidgeys. You don't know about the Zubats. You don't know about the Rattatas.
Yeah.
All right." And so she's like, "Oh, but this is so cool." And I said, "You're a Pokeplayer." And she goes, "You know what? You're right. I am. I'm not going to walk around and claim to know everything about Pokemon." She goes, "I've never played a Pokemon before. I'm not going to tell
That's
people
what's
that
fair.
I know." She's just like, "This is just a really fun game, and I thought I could get it on it." I'm like, perfect. That's the right attitude to have. Then you get all these other people who are like, "Oh man, Pokemon, I know everything. I've been there." They're going out buying the Ash Ketchum hats and everything else. And I'm like, you people all suck. That's insulting to me.
Yeah, it makes me.
It hurts me.
But did you like this game when it was the flick the paper into the trash can game?
I didn't like
It was
the game.
still
And there
good
was
back
the
then.
fan and the fan.
Yeah.
Because that's what this
It's
is.
the
This is
same
basically
game.
flicking it into the trash can.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Paper
balls of-
football.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
it is.
You know?
it's fun.
And so it's whatever, and then you just get to collect little monsters at the end. But it's
Now-
the fact that
ooh.
it's people who are just acting like they're like hot shit and they're not.
I would say I'd be actually a good example of that because I literally never played
Sorry.
past Red and Blue ever, and I only had Pokemon Pinball, which is possibly the most aggravating Pokemon game.
It's
But
good though.
that was fun though.
It's good.
And you had to stick the little
With the
AAA
rumble.
battery. You had to have the
Yeah,
AAA
you had to
battery
get
in
the
the back.
rumble
Ooh,
back,
that was
and then
good.
you had to,
That's
it
a
was,
deep cut.
It was a great game,
Yeah.
but so freaking aggravating. I think
Mhm.
like evolving Pokemon in that game was a freaking
Yeah.
nightmare,
Oh
too.
my god. Yeah.
It just I don't know. But anyway, so I played it for like 2 days and I didn't really get into it because I felt bad about it. I didn't even want to download it because I was like, I like Pokemon, but I only know the original
Yeah.
Pokemon. That's
Yeah.
it. I don't know the new ones. So unless I played that character in Smash or saw them,
Mhm.
as in Smash, but like I couldn't get into it. I really, really, really tried. But it just like there was people at work that were annoying me about it too. People that
You
even
talking
when-
about Go though? What do you?
yeah, Go. Even
Yeah.
even when we were all like, I work with a lot of people the same age, and they thought that they were too cool to play Pokemon when they were little.
Yeah.
And now they're acting like they're really cool by playing.
Because
Like I
people-
didn't want to be that guy, I loved Pokemon, but these people are just like, I just feel like my inner nerd's coming out. I was like, don't even like make this sound cool. Because
Right.
like I have always owned up to being a total nerd, and
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
Like I
And that's
love it.
like it's a pride thing
Yeah,
for you. Like
like-
you're proud of that.
But the people that always were making fun of nerds their whole lives that are now trying to embrace the nerd, it's like, this would have been okay if I respected you, but I
Right.
don't even respect you. Like, you're not a nice person.
Right.
And now you're trying to, like, embrace all the kids you made fun of on the bus that were playing
Mhm,
Pokemon
mhm,
when you
mhm.
thought you were too cool to play Pokemon. Or, like,
Yeah.
even, like, collect the cards, Like, my brothers and I all loved Pokemon, but I just never followed the game throughout it. But it's just your base knowledge. If you don't have the base knowledge and you're like our age, that's I question.
Or the
Right.
base set?
Yeah, dude.
Yo, I'm only missing like 7 cards from that base set. Yeah.
I don't know.
You were about to say something though.
No, like, well, it kind of goes into like the whole like you said about people think they're cool. It's cool now to like things that aren't cool
Yeah.
Yeah.
or we're not cool.
Right. It's
And
cool
that
to like
really
nerdy
upsets
things
me.
now.
I don't get it. I don't get it. It's
I
something you can't lay your finger on.
No.
That's true.
How it
Like,
all
where,
started.
Where
you
did
know
it
why?
come
Because
from?
it's digital, not physical.
I don't know. I think they knew they missed an opportunity to do something really fun, and now they're like regretting it. And
The
it
people
sucks.
you think?
Yeah, I think they're starting to realize
We should
like
feel bad for these people.
I don't know, maybe. I just
No, I
think
don't.
they're like
I don't at all.
I
These
think they're
people
like
need to
there's
get out of my
probably
life.
there's probably something more to
Get off my
this than I
planet.
thought,
Yeah, maybe.
Like, but I don't know. I enjoy Pokemon Go. I think it's great,
Mhm.
but I miss the actual like accomplishments.
Battling,
Like in
yeah.
like walking around and yeah, you're walking around outside finding things, but like in the games, you actually were seeking things out because
Yeah.
you had to.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go needs to do something like the Safari Zone, where if you walk too far, you have to restart. If you take one too many steps,
Oh
and you don't
man.
count your steps perfectly, well, then they
good.
kick you out, and then you got to restart.
That's so good. Here's what I have to say though. Pokemon Go is good for nerds like you, and you want to know why?
Why?
Because you're telling me I need my Pokemon cards, I need my Amiibos, I need my Lego Dimensions, I need my games, I need my comics,
Yep.
and it all costs money.
You do Lego Dimensions?
Oh, it's good.
Hell yeah.
I will
Oh.
say it's good, but here's why Pokemon Go is good: is because you are now collecting, and it's not costing you any money, and the exercise factor. And this is I didn't like the game at first. It was just like whatever. I could go walk around. It took me a while to find like Pokemon around the neighborhood and all that, and I was like, this is kind of pointless. We can't battle. I like to be competitive and all that kind of stuff.
I had two things to say, but I only remember one.
No, but then here's the turning point was when we were like I was out shopping with the family and everything, and then I was just waiting around, and I'm on my phone, and I'm like, oh, whatever, and I see, oh, Pidgeotto is around, and that's where it all clicked right there. All right, let's go find this Pidgeotto. I'll see you guys in like 10 minutes. They're doing what they're doing, and then I tried to find this Pidgeotto. It turned to them waiting on me, and it was just like, okay, now this is actually pretty cool because it's taking up my spare time like that. I don't know if I'd go out of my way to be like, I got nothing to do.
Oh, I did.
But see, for me,
I've
Oh, I've done that. I've gone on little Poke walks.
I would waste my time going on a walk, but now since I could take this with me on the walk, it kind of like goes hand
Makes
in
it a little
hand.
more enjoyable.
Yeah, so it's still like there for my free time. I'm doing stuff like that, but just because it goes with what I already did.
Yeah.
But I
Right.
like that factor a
But
lot.
see, but you're not going around claiming to like other people like, hey, I'm playing Pokemon Go. I know everything about Pokemon. You know, you're not using it as a way to like attract more people
Like,
to
do
you.
these dipshits
You're
even have
enjoying it.
3DSs?
You know, like
Yeah.
you're no, they don't. They don't even know what that is. They didn't think that was
Do
real.
you think Pokemon Go is gonna make people want to get Sun and Moon?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Nintendo's,
Oh, yeah. I
Nintendo's
remember my other thing,
DS thing is
before I
gonna go
forget.
skyrocket. Yeah.
The main thing is, I should be happy that Pokemon is this popular right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not.
But
That's
you're
the thing. That's my struggle.
Yeah.
We should be happy as Pokemon fans that like, oh, it's like in the mainstream, it's really
Right.
popular. But
But you're not.
it's ruined.
Because the people who are into it have tainted it.
The
It
soiled
was
pile
cool.
of poo.
It was cool when it was exclusive. When it was only you and me at the lunch table who would talk about Pokemon and what we caught last night, it was cool. But then when the whole cafeteria is talking about it, you're not special. Who's special? Everybody's talking about Pokemon. What makes you unique? Nothing.
This
I don't
is-
see how it's different than anything else, though.
What do you mean?
Like, if Pokemon cards were the same way, they just came out, and it's like, it's cool, so we'll buy a pack. But you guys have, like, the entire collection, and then we just have, like, a pack, and we're, like, talking like it's the greatest thing ever. It's literally like anything, though.
Yeah, and that's
You
what I
know?
said. And that's why I said it's like my.
It's just 'cause you
like
guys
a
care about this.
Yeah, but it's just like that's what I was saying with my hipster moment. Like that's what it is. It's we discovered it and we've been there through the thick and thin. And now who is this asswipe coming in just taking
I feel
over?
like- I feel
They're
like-
taking over.
Yeah.
Pokemon is
Why?
more than just a game.
Is
It's
it?
it's
It's a lifestyle.
no, it's not a lifestyle.
It's not, but
It's like
It
it's
sounded
something
right.
that's meant a lot to me my whole
yeah,
life.
it's important. It's a part of you. Like that. Pokemon is probably like my number 2 favorite franchise, like right under Legend of Zelda. Like I plan on getting a Pokemon themed tattoo eventually.
On your
like yes, on my butt all over.
He'll have a butt Pokemon by then, probably, too.
I have like a Diglett coming out.
and so, but I get what you're saying. Like it's been something that's been special to you, and it really means something to you, and now everybody has that. And you're like, but that was special. That was my thing. That's what made me special. That is what brought me enjoyment. But now it's everywhere.
Yeah, and this has been this has been a problem just with the last few years.
With just stuff, not
saying
just Pokemon,
like, it's
but
cool,
like other
like
things.
things that aren't cool.
Right,
now.
like being
and then
geeky
I
is
feel
cool.
like this Pokemon Go being like that, this tipped it over the edge.
Yeah.
Like it was on the edge, like
I'll tell you why you're upset.
like all that how comic books are forced right down your throat, and all those stupid
Yep.
fucking movies, and all. Oh,
Mhm.
God.
It's because these other people soiled the name of Pokemon for you. That's
Mhm.
why.
That's what it is. It's like
That goes to how Alkaline True was ruined.
All these new people soiled the name.
Yeah.
Well, we're like the new people who soiled it, though, because we were so late on the bandwagon. We were just hit
Yeah,
hard by the...
I feel like we were like right in the cusp before.
No, yeah, we were, though.
Like just in time. Because if we would have liked them a little bit after,
It would've
then
been
we'd
over.
Then would have been like, you're just like stupid.
No, yeah.
See,
But
yeah.
no, it's just like I say that because it's like fish. We're at work. There's like a group of us who go to the shows. But everybody else has something to say about it. They joke about it all day. And it's like, you don't know anything about it. Why do we even need to hear you like just murmur about it? And it's like, you know, you just
So I
want to
gotta
like
punch
it
him in the
peace.
eye.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's perfect. That'd be like Fish. Like if I listened to one album of Fish, if I listened to one
And then you just
song
talk
by
about it
Fish,
every day
and
and
I was
it's like-
talking to you about like, dude, Fish is the greatest thing in the world. Do you know anything about Fish? What's the matter with you? Fish is like the lead singer of Fish, Bob Seger, is like my favorite person in the world.
Bob Seger.
All right,
Oh,
you know what I
man.
mean? You'd want to hit me right here in the kisser.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you'd
Oh,
want to
yeah.
knock me out.
That boil me.
But no,
Your
yeah, that's
blood-
what I mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It happens with
so-
anything.
So they like just.
But our tipping
yeah.
point just happened to be Pokemon.
That's what I mean.
But it happened.
So
but
struggle.
it does with anything. Yeah.
So you're most passionate about Pokemon.
yeah, dude.
That or Dragon Ball Z probably.
I
Don't
feel
get me started
that
on
way
those people.
though. I know
Huh?
exactly
Don't get me
what
started
you
on
mean.
those people.
Yeah.
It's like when people. I love Doctor Who, and it's like when people who decide to watch the newer Doctor Who episodes. We'll start with David Tennant, who is a famous actor. You know, for those of you who don't know.
My favorite
but anyway,
doctor.
But some people will start on David Tennant. They will actually skip over a regeneration of a doctor because they like this doctor the most, and they will pick and choose who they want to see and base. And then
Does
they
it
will
kill
claim,
you on the inside?
Yes.
Yes.
And then they will claim that they're like, David Tennant is like my favorite Doctor Who doctor, and it's like clearly you've never seen any other Doctor Who
Yeah.
doctor because it makes me so mad. The fandom sometimes behind certain things make me rage.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's like if you can like something more than something else, but educate yourself on the topic.
No, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's why I usually sit back because I don't claim to know everything, but at
Mhm.
least educate yourself on everything.
See, and the
you
thing
know?
is, though, with Doctor Who, too, that you were talking about, like the Chris Eccleston season, the 9th Doctor,
He was
or
my-
I think that was his
he's
name.
my favorite.
See, he's like my buddy's favorite who got me into Doctor Who, and he said that was his favorite. But David Tennant is still my favorite. I really like David
There's
Tennant.
nothing wrong
But
with
it's
that
like,
either.
right, but it's like, everybody like hates on that 9th Doctor season. I'm like, but it was really
many doctors are
good
there?
still. They're on 12 or
think
13.
So each season
12 or
has a new
13.
doctor.
I haven't watched
Not
like the
so
new
much
one.
every
Not every
season.
season, but it's like every few seasons. Like
It's-
David Tennant had like 3 seasons or something.
It's just cool because it allows you to get attached to something and then they get rid of it. and
It's
bring
like
someone else
it's
in.
like an arc in a comic book. Like the first like 10 issues, that's its own contained story, and then you have a
Yeah.
break issue, and then like your next issue starts like a whole thing.
I never watched
Yeah,
it ever.
but like that's what
It's
I totally
cool.
get what you're saying though. Like the people are like, oh yeah, I've seen 18 or so episodes of the David Tennant 3-season run, and he's like the greatest
It's
thing since
suddenly
sliced
their
bread.
favorite show.
Exactly, and
they
they're
know
like, oh, I'm
everything about
obsessed with it. And
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
then
and then
but
their
you
wallet's that
not
fucking
missed-
blue box, and then they got like,
Exactly.
a hat, and they got.
You know what this makes me think of? Have you ever seen that picture? I don't know, but and this is what our thumbnail is going to be, by the way. It's of that girl. Excuse me, this girl who
Just
like
snuck out there.
who is like she's dressed like real like sluttily.
Sluttily?
Yeah, I
Sluttily,
don't know what
that's
the word
a
would
new
be,
one.
That's
but she like does not look like a geek or anything like that. But she has the word nerd written on her hand, and she's just looking at the camera like this, like she's like some emo like jerk, and she just has the word nerd written on her hand, and she's like holding a Game Boy or something. She's holding like a Game Boy Color, has nerd on her hand.
God.
Like that's what I thought it was gonna be. But like I want to hit her. Like in the face, because she
His
probably
feelings,
doesn't
too.
even know what kind of batteries a Game Boy Color takes.
No.
You know,
She probably puts it backwards.
she probably wants to know why do they have a Game Boy called the Game Boy Pocket? She doesn't even. Don't they all fit in your pocket?
They could.
No, because the original one was the fat one that didn't fit in your
The
pocket.
original
And
one was
she doesn't
gigantic.
know.
You got
that.
some, like,
She doesn't know
90s
that.
Junko
Yeah, you were
jeans,
wearing
man.
saggy pants back then, so
Yeah,
it was
90s
in
made
your
it the
pocket.
Junko jeans that were like
The
parachute
Echo line.
pants,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? But nobody remembers that. They're like, what? Why is there a Game Boy Pocket? Like that would be that girl.
Oh wait, we'll leave it with this. Remember when we were RAs and there was like a meeting, and it's always like I remember like me and Tom were sitting there, and it was like kind of like you had to go around the room and say what was wrong with the world, and I just stood up and I was like, there need to be more humans and less people in this world. We high-fived and then the meeting was over. He's like, all right, meeting's over. That's exactly what it's about though. It's just how
Yes.
people treat each other and then the vibes that they give off to the other people, and just
Well, we're
Some
gonna have
people
some
are
bad
also like
vibes,
this.
Some people
but-
are just taking up space. To quote the cave dogs, taking up space.
Yeah!
that's a good
Yeah.
one. But no, that's like the bottom line. It's just it could no matter what the interest is, Pokemon, Fish, Doctor Who, you know, whatever you're
Right,
watching.
Cave dogs.
Cave dogs, anything. Yeah. But it's like once
That's
people
what really
start
matters.
just liking it, talking about it, and like doing all that kind of stuff when they know little about it just because it's cool, not because they actually put the time to learn about it or anything.
Mhm.
That's like when it gets to the point of how you guys feel about Pokemon and how we feel about everything else.
Yeah.
You know?
Very interesting.
Because like if everybody was like, oh, I'm really into this, I want to catch them all. I know everything about all these Pokemon. I know if I go here, what kind of Pokemon they're gonna be. Okay, this one's at the gym. I know how the gym works and all that. It'd be a different story. But instead, it's all these scrubs who are just like.
Mm-hmm. And I want to know
Throwing off
how
the
many
game.
after the Pokemon Go thing dies down in a month and a half. How many of these people are gonna who claim to have known this whole thing about Pokemon are gonna go and like actually and stay something Pokemon and like actually like actively pursue playing like the core Pokemon
Like
games?
2%.
2%, if that.
No, they'll
You know what
buy
I
them
mean?
and then they'll just sit on the shelf.
Exactly.
And
You know
then-
what I mean?
but
They'll
actually
buy them and
follow
it'll be
through.
that crazy and they'll end up selling it back or something. But
It's because it's free right now. That's why.
and that's the other thing. Yeah, it was free. If it,
Yeah.
that's what I said. If it costs 99 cents, their profit or whatever would be cut in half.
They're what?
Their
At least.
whole thing. Now they're
Half the
profit.
players.
Half the players. That's what I
the
meant.
player base,
Like the
you said
download.
profit.
I know I did. I didn't mean profit, but I
Going
meant like
free
their
was the
download.
smartest thing they could have
That
done.
was a genius thing because then they made so much money on the microtransaction. But if it would have cost
Have you done
money,
any microtransactions?
nope.
Neither have I.
I don't.
Have you?
And you
Maybe I'll get 100
real
Pokeballs
quick.
soon.
Last
I'm
thing
joking.
about Pokemon Go. Sorry, is I've noticed. What level are you?
12, I think.
Okay, I'm 13, and my other friend, who's been really into Pokemon since it came out, my next door neighbor actually, is also the end of level 12. Okay? My sister is 16. This other girl who doesn't know anything about Pokemon is level 18. Some other guy that I know doesn't know anything about Pokemon is like 22. Damn. Level 22. Okay, so I want to know, why is it that people who actually know things about Pokemon are such low levels, and the people who don't know anything about Pokemon are the high levels?
Because
I think
it's
I know
about their
why.
lifestyle.
It's also because they're all about quantity over quality.
Which I was just gonna say that. That's what I was just gonna say.
I do that though.
Oh, you do?
You level
Oh, see,
up
I
with
don't.
that.
I
You do.
skip.
Yeah.
I don't do the level thing either because I don't have any lucky eggs. So, but it's like they go out and they catch every single Pidgey, they catch every single Rattata, they catch every single Venonat. I got to figure out what it was called. You know, every single one that they see. Whereas I'll be, riding in a car and I see, I'm like, oh, there's another Pidgey, screw that. Oh, another Venonat, forget that. Like,
And that's why you're losing, though.
I'm not losing though. I just caught a Kingler today, like a wild
guess.
Kingler.
He's
That's
a guillotine.
winning.
I got an Arceus.
No, you didn't.
No, I
It's
didn't.
not in there. But anyway, so that's my final thought on the whole Pokemon Go thing. Good topic. We all had good topics
Yeah.
today. This was a very good first episode.
Was
Yes.
We got some fire going. We got
Yeah.
deep emotional, into our backstories.
We'll have a box of
I
tissues
like this.
next time.
Oh my
just in case
god,
you need it.
this is great, dude. These people by 2 months time, they're gonna know everything about us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. So,
Thank you, Draconic. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're right.
Like,
So that right there was our very first episode of Wasted Potential.
there you
Yes.
go.
And it's the show where we talk about literally anything that we can think of. We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you thought in the comments below, whether you liked it, you hated it, what you think we can change. Let us know if there's anything you would like us to talk about, on
That'd be interesting.
on the show. Yeah, like
That'd
tell
be
us what
really
you want to hear
interesting.
about. That'd be really cool, and we will bring it on the show. So that's all I have. You got anything else to add to that?
Later on.
That's right, and always remember to
Oh, stay fresh.
Duh.
I blanked for a minute.
Oh my
There's too much
god,
going
what
on.
a scrub.
Yeah.
All right, and that's it.
Good.
Let's see how long that was. Was that too
That was an
I'll
hour.
edit it all
That was an
tonight,
hour and a
put it
half or something.
Just so Will and them they'll have good stuff to say.
Oh man.
Who's Will?
Like the people who are on the
incoming
channel.
Will?
Wait, like these people that watch. Do we know these people?
No.
Some of one of our videos has like almost 100
You gotta
views.
get up.
We just don't
One
know.
more.
I'm getting.
Oh my.
Whoa.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Dude, there goes the vapor.
Yeah, dude.
It's not
Yeah,
like
dude, who gives
we
a
care
shit
about
about that?
Pokemon.
Where'd he go? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, Zach, there will be many Cave Dog references. This is only the beginning.
You know they just played a show, right?
Was this the one in Boston that they
Is
did?
she
Because
dead?
that's the only one I know of that they did.
Well, there's been two of them.
Really?
There's one like in an art studio, and then there was one at a bar.
I saw the one at the bar because
On
I
YouTube?
texted him immediately and I was like, "How did we miss
Did you go
the
to the
Cave
Oh,
Dog
I
reunion?"
would have drove there. Actually, somebody just traded in
Is that pretty
joyrides.
That was
It was this giant CD trade, and it was like just a bunch of crap. And it was
Dude.
like, and I saw it in there. I was like, "Holy shit!"
That's a classic. Joyride for Shut-ins is a good
What does
one.
that even?
I like Soul Martini. I
No,
think that's one of my
the audio
favorites.
splicing it
but
in, and then I gotta keep chopping.
I
it
gotta
up to
get
make
all
sure
of them
it's all
on CD eventually,
Oh,
so I have them.
Yeah, because they still don't
Yeah, I
sync
have-
right, but
I have-
can
Yeah,
fix it.
okay.
I have all the CDs. and I have Joyrides on LP. I have
On LP?
Is that
found,
annoying?
yeah.
Really?
It was a promo copy.
Oh my
Is that-
god, I've been
Yeah.
hunting. I've been like looking
I
online.
found it for $1 at a record store.
I think that's what I need to start doing is sitting on the ground and digging through the bottom row.
It's
That's
because nobody knows what that is, so they're like, it's $1. Found it at Time Travelers in like Cuyahoga Falls. I
Dude.
found that, and then I bought one off eBay. It's The Rock Takes a Holiday, and it has part of this on it.
Are you out of here then?
Yeah.
And then
What are you guys gonna work
it's
on now?
blue, like see-through
Probably
blue.
get food if we need to or whatever, and then